I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but the Astros have been caught cheating yet again. Robert Manfred needs to investigate this immediately. Look at the scoreboard over in right field during Game 6 versus the Red Sox. They're literally saying it's a fastball, like they're cheating again. Oh man, the Astros, wow. They shut us all up. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap postseason edition. We have a lot to get into today, so we're not going to waste any time with an intro. The only thing that I will say is if you're going to any last-minute playoff games, NBA games, or football games, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself $20 off your entire order. So like we hinted at in the intro, the Astros have done it yet again. So let's go ahead and recap game number 6 versus the Red Sox. And the game started off in kind of a holy way. Sister Mary Catherine threw out the first pitch, and she did the Carlos Correa pointing to her wrist like this is her time. I thought that was pretty funny. Yordan Alvarez, he smacks an RBI single in the first inning, and Kike Hernandez was not able to corral this. And Kike was amazing for the entire postseason, but on this one, a lot of people were saying Jackie Bradley Jr. would have made that catch. Can we not? Just don't. Either way, Red Sox fans were claiming cheatsies because they keep on saying that whoever is doing it, they are whistling during every single Yordan Alvarez at bat. And at this point, I just think that Astros fans are trolling the Boston fans back and whistling during every at bat. There's no chance that the Astros are cheating. From then on, both starters, as you guys saw, were locked in. Luis Garcia, he was throwing 98-mile-per-hour darts. In the regular season, he had 17 pitches total of 96 plus miles an hour. Yesterday, he threw 21 pitches of 96 plus miles an hour. If you guys did not know, you cannot cheat velocity, okay? Adrenaline is the sole reason as to why Luis Garcia was pumping 97, 98 miles an hour, and he knew that he was not going to be going 85 to 90 pitches. He was essentially a long reliever yesterday, and he was putting everything, all of his energy into every single fastball. And if you guys did not know, there are stories of people lifting cars and helicopters in times of crisis because when your body is pumped full of adrenaline, you essentially have superhuman strength. So the fact that Boston Red Sox fans were again claiming that Luis Garcia was somehow cheating, you can't cheat velo. It's physically impossible. Either way, Nathan Eovaldi was pretty good, but Luis Garcia was just that dude yesterday. I called it. He was bad in his previous start, so I knew that at home, he was not going to do that in 2 consecutive starts. He nearly goes 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts on 76 pitches. That's a big note to make because again, he emptied the tank. He wasn't going to go 90 to 100 pitches. And then the bullpen came in and dominated the rest of the game. Houston scored a second run in the 6th, and Kyle Tucker, he seals it on a 3-run Oppo Taco as Ryan Presley goes 1, 2, 3 and ends the game. And the Astros are back to the World Series for the 3rd time in 5 years. They have done a San Francisco Giants, only the Giants won all 3 times. So Yordan Alvarez wins the ALCS MVP after hitting .522, an ALCS record. He also became the first player to out-hit the other team over the final 2 games of a postseason series. In the last 2 games, Yordan had 7 base hits, and the Red Sox combined had 5. So Boston, they went 0 for 3 in the final 3 games after Eduardo Rodriguez mocked Carlos Correa with his own watch celebration. Alex Cora knew not to do this. If you poke the bear will get angry, especially when you're talking about the Houston Astros. And Liam Hendricks, the closer for the White Sox, yeah, he can confirm this. Listen to this.
Yeah, so I made that mistake of poking the bear in 2020 in the pandemic year because I said, look, I'm out for some blood. Like, these guys have beaten us. We want to make sure we go out there and prove that we're the top team in the AL West when I was with the A's. And they came out and completely wiped the floor with us. And then I think you see like the comments from Tepera after game 3, it was along those lines. Well, they came out a heck of a lot hungrier than we were straight after that, and it's just that's what they're looking for. They're looking for any excuse to get fired up. I think that's what. You look at going back to like Last Dance sort of stuff. You take it offensively. You take any little slight thing against you offensively, and that's one of the things the Astros do extremely well. So they're one of the teams you don't want to poke the bear. You don't want to get them riled up because that's when they perform their best. They don't come out of their shoes. That's when they really ground themselves and get to work.
So there you have it. The Houston Astros are back in the World Series, and I need you guys to let me know in the comment section down below because you might be seeing yourself in a future video. Is it time to forgive the Astros for what they did in 2017? 2017 because realistically, Robert Manfred, he botched the entire situation. He called the World Series trophy a piece of metal. He gave them all immunity. So was it Robert Manfred's fault that none of them got suspended, or do we think that the Astros still deserve blame? I think it's very impressive. The Houston Astros approached 2021 with a just play baseball mindset. They were not complaining about anything. They knew that they were going to get scrutinized. Now, I'm not saying that they're a victim or anything, but they lost Garrett Cole to the Yankees, Justin Verlander to Tommy John, Lance McCullers, their best pitcher. He's gone right before the series starts versus the Boston Red Sox. They overcame a lot of adversity, whether you like to admit it or not, so I tip my cap to them. Now, speaking of the Red Sox, I do want to say their season was a success. A lot of people are under the impression that if you don't win the World Series, your season was a failure. Well, the Tigers were sub 500, and I consider their season a success. The Mariners almost won the West, and they competed very well, and even though they didn't make the World Series, I would consider their season a success. There is something to be said about exceeding expectations. No one expected Boston to even make the playoffs, let alone make it to the ALCS and be 2 games away from making the World Series. They are ahead of schedule. The Boston Red Sox are not trending down, they're trending up. So a lot of people, for whatever reason, think I'm a Boston Red Sox hater, even though before the season, I said that they were going to be a severely underrated team and that they would be dangerous. And also, people are saying I'm an Astros hater. Yes, I clickbaited them a lot when they were caught cheating, and I understand that they paid for this home that I'm living in. That's all fine and dandy, but I've been very clear and transparent since the beginning of the season. The Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros, they're no joke. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of credit. I don't know why I felt the need to validate myself, but there we go. Fuzzy getting a little bit spicy today. Either way, I am very happy for Dusty Baker as well as Zach Greinke. Greinke is one of my favorite players of all time, and he is looking for his first World Series ring. Same with Dusty Baker. This guy has won over 2,000 games as a manager. He has over 2,000 base hits as a player. Now let's go ahead and preview game number 6 of the NLCS. The Dodgers facing off against the Braves later on today. Walker Buehler, this is surprising. I thought that game 6 was going to go to Max Scherzer, but it looks like he is having a little bit of dead arm issues. That's just my assumption because it was stated that he was going to go for game number 6, but now Walker Buehler is slated with that task. Game number 7 will be Max Scherzer's. So if we talk about Buehler in the playoffs, this year he has not been that good, but he has a combined 2.62 ERA and 72 postseason innings, and he's going up against Ian Anderson, who has been just as lethal, a 1.35 ERA in his first 26 innings in the postseason. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, who is going to win this game? Do you have Walker Buehler and the Dodgers or Ian Anderson and the Atlanta Braves? If the Braves win this, they're heading to the World Series and they will be facing off against the Houston Astros. All right, everyone, well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, sorry for getting a little bit spicy, but I get called a lot of mean things. So sometimes when I'm right, I just like to showcase that just a little itty bit. But you guys rock. Thank you all so much for the support. And yeah, don't forget to let me know who wins tonight.
Here's a pitch on the way, a swing and a belt. Left field, way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions.
Podsednik hits one to deep right center field. Back